I dread even bringing this up.
Bring it.
How do I get the puppy to stop biting the kids?
That's probably number one.
Get rid of one of them.
People, yeah, absolutely. Why people like complaint response in puppies, like chewing on things and kids biting kids. Well, again, it's that opportunity. The adults tell me no, and I have to kind of listen. The kids,
yeah,
they go for the like least resistance of like, yeah, but this feels good because my teeth hurt. Like,
do you remember being bit by puppies when you were growing up? I have no recollection of being bothered by it.
No.
Why do you think that is?
Well, one, because we had mama dogs.
Okay, that would raise and teach.
And two, our dogs were hunting dogs, show dogs, so they were constantly getting
They were tired, right?
And,
they always had a plan on the calendar for their next hour.
Grooming, and then, we did give bones, and I'm sure back in the 80s and 90s, plenty of rawhides. But, yeah, they also had siblings.
Yeah. I have no memory of it.
Or, like, things in our house that were destroyed. I mean, my mom's always had tons of antiques.
Yeah.
And I don't remember any legs or chairs getting chewed up.
Yeah.
By any of the puppies. In fact, we at one point, she started the business out of our house of boarding and daycare out of the house, and I don't remember any of those dogs either. Yeah.
Well, of course, my answer is always corrections. You start training them with corrections. That's one of the things you can correct them for. Again, you have to be there.
Yeah.
Your only other option is to contain the dog so they cannot get to the children, which I think is very sad for the dog. And you have all this opportunity to train the dog,
and you're not
taking it.
They're not going to not, or I guess there are instances you don't want to create a place where they can't coexist, because that's stressful.
Yes.
And for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I don't want to say it's short-lived, because it does when you're in the throes of puppy-tom.
Right, and your kid is screaming and crying and stamping their feet.
Yeah, and they can do some scratching and damage.
I know it
those
hurts.
Little sharp teeth. But yeah, if you can nip it in the bud sooner than later, it's better for
you. Tell them.
Yeah, it's got a sibling.
I mean, it's the parent's responsibility, right, to keep the child from being hurt by the teeth of an animal. But then, so there's that at a certain age. When I don't know what age that would be, maybe 2 years old, and they're not verbal yet, or they can't take it. Child can't take instruction, and then you get to a certain age where the kid can take, or at least I think so.
Yeah.
But yet they won't do as they're told, and they mess with the dog and then cry when the dog is biting them. I get that a lot, and I just feel so bad because I just never have an answer for them that is anything short of life will take care of this problem for you.
Yeah. Well, and then you also have those superstar clients, I'm sure, where the kid, the parents. Oh, goodness.
People get home from work. They can see them.
All dog alert. You have the superstar parents where they know, like, maybe they're at the right age, 10, 11, 12, where, hey, little Timmy has to also be in these lessons because everybody has to say sit for it to matter, and everybody has to say leave it for it to matter. But I'm sure that's more rare that you get the...
Yeah.
I'm sure you get, which is one of my pet peeves, is the... Here, listen to Susan, like you're the parent.
We spent an hour doing that, and you get back in here and sit down. And they've done nothing.
I'm going to tell you, and then you tell Timmy, not no, Timmy's trainer and dog trainer. Yeah.
It goes in one. So maybe the short of it is, don't get a puppy when you feel like if your kids were to be bitten by puppy bites, that it would cause you a lot of stress, strife.
Unnecessary stress.
So don't get a puppy.
Yeah, wait until, one, everybody can be on board for it, and two,
you're ready to let them suffer the consequences for messing with the dog.
It's that effort thing. How much effort are you willing to put in?
Yeah, because there is some.
And some of it's normal puppydom, and some of it is, if you get a bully breed, hey, you're going to be saying the same 20 things every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids and dogs thing is tough because it is fun to have, one, it's sort of good exercise for both of them. Hey, go play, guys.
Yeah. Like, look, the kid's running and the dog's, now he's crying because you bit him in the butt.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we have a corgi that wants to nip his heels. Yeah, it's a tough deal, but I think that maybe be honest with what kind of parent you are. If you know, you know what, we can do this, we're all going to be on board, we've got a tight ship. Or if I can be a pushover.
Yeah.
Maybe let's wait until they're a little older. And guess what? When you have kids, you go to grandma's house. Are you taking puppy with you? Are you going to get a boarder? Are you going to get a pet sitter?
It's too much.
It's just a few more things on the checklist that you may or may not be ready for.
I usually tell people to wait till your kids are driving themselves places.
Yeah, if nothing else, they can help take puppy to the vet. Help take.
In rare occasions, I'll have a dad that takes on the responsibility of the dog because he really loves it, but that's so rare. So when you've got, I'm talking about women, or whomever is raising children, you've got 2 littles, yourself, perhaps a partner, and now a dog.
Yeah, might as well add glitter and confetti too while you're at it. God. Yeah, we always joke in our house, like, our parents didn't prep us for how many doctor's appointments there are. Just like as an adult, well,
never ends.
When you first get a puppy, it's the same thing. It's, you have to go for all of their puppy shots. Well, that's every 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what your vet's protocol is. Then there's the spay, then there's training, then there's socialization, then there's grooming, prep. I always tell people that have a dog, oh goodness, a dog that needs to be groomed in the beginning. It's not forever.
No, we don't want you up here.
But take your dog to get groomed every 3 weeks. Could be just a bath. It could be, the full, but every 3 weeks, your groomer will appreciate it. You will appreciate it. It's going to save you time and money, at least for 6 months. It's expensive, but so worth add all those things on your schedule.
You're just going to traumatize your dog and your groomer if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. But, think about if you add all those visits and cars on top of all the other things.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It is.
But it doesn't last for everything.
And the biting is just one of it. Well, I can say, or what I typically say is the 4th to 5th month is the worst when those baby teeth are falling out. And it'll be over. But yeah, it's a tough 30 days.
Yeah, and you might have to do some rearranging.
Yeah. Yeah, you might.
Your decorator might not appreciate it, but, it's, again, short-lived.
So
boy, she cannot figure out that basket.
I know. She keeps putting her head in there.
Directly through the handle every time.
Can I help you, ma'am?
I mean, it's been, a week
now?
There you go.
Go at it the other way.
There's this way.
There you go.
There.
Oh. Last thing I wanted to tell you about something I saw today, or I saw it yesterday, so I researched it today, and this, oh boy, we can really get into the weeds. There's something called Certified Separation Anxiety Trainer.
What?
So, and of course,
well, I could be that.
Right. The Instagram.
You know how many separation anxiety dogs I've gotten?
The Instagram reel I saw is gatekeeping. Because why? I'll tell you why. Because she's paid $4,000 I'm not joking. I looked it up. $4,000 she paid for this course.
So
So now
come to me and I can
I'll
break
tell
your
you.
separation anxiety.
You got it.
Better be a money back guaranteed, because guess what?
Yeah.
I want to. I can't.
Is that wild?
I so wish I had $4,000 just to poo away. I want to hear what this magic.
What is his secret?
Please, what are you separation anxiety in the comments, and I'll tell you the.
So that is the fee for the to go to school
to get the certification.
Yes. Now, if you want to be a customer, like you're a pet owner,
I'm desperate.
Then I think it was $200 was the fee. Okay, here's where
What's
which that doesn't sound too bad at all. But
what's the promise?
I don't know if there was any, like in 4 meetings we'll have this. I don't know if there's any of that, but I'll tell you what there was. There was, here are the things as a client you must promise to do.
Okay.
You know what number 1 is? Don't leave your dog alone during this process.
I'm sorry, what?
You got it.
Well, that's the only solution.
Yeah.
Success.
Now,
that's so.
I would imagine
I can't.
They're going to tell you, okay, you're going to walk out the door and walk back in and all this. But when you're not practicing, you cannot go to the grocery store in real life. No.
Go to a doctor's appointment.
No.
Well, because how easy then is it to say, you didn't follow my rule, you failed.
Absolutely.
No wonder. But how just
who has this luxury
fucked up is that? And I'm going to just go ahead and curse
with, I'll just leave it. I'll take it to my mom's before I go to work.
When somebody is desperate and you are in the throes of separation anxiety,
you live in an apartment,
destruction, dental, feet, broken limbs,
bleeding noses,
and you see this ad because you've obviously been talking about it with your friends, your family, your vet.
Google knows.
And you think, okay, $200, yeah, let's do it. And that is the reckless advice somebody is selling.
If you can promise to stay home during this process or never leave your puppy alone during this process, we'll get you through it. But if you have to go to the post office...
That's on you. Should have thought about that. Wow. I would love to see the comments. I'm sure they're all paid bots of, I tried this and it worked. Success.
Here's what I think. I deduced pretty quickly. I don't know that I'm right, but I think I'm right. What is going on here is this is something that falls in line with force-free training.
Never let them be uncomfortable?
Correct. Yeah. And there's a few things that help me intuit this, but I would say the biggest one is the fact that I have never had a dog with separation anxiety that I was training or raising that I couldn't break. Now, always an exception.
Right.
We know that. We know Evie.
Well, and I mean, she was 95% better, but I still always... Yeah. But again, how many of those unconscious things did I do, and did you help train her out of?
I know there's that 10-year-old that was in the shelter, and never had a good start.
Yeah, you got the screw loose, and
I do understand, and I can imagine there are some cases.
But even in those instances, there's a lot of things you can do to make things better.
There's so many things.
Yeah, there are some dogs that you may never 100% cure, but to promise that you can fix it at $200. I mean, Evie took a year, and the only reason it took a year...
And she was how old when you got her? 7?
Oh no, she was probably 10.
Oh my God. In the backyard always.
My theory is she
Never crated.
belonged to a little old lady,
Mm-hmm.
sat next to her chair for 10 years. Then when the old lady passed away, we think she got booted to the backyard.
That makes sense.
Left to starve.
Yeah.
Because she was leash broken, she loved the car. There was too many other little things that made me think, but being left alone was, but the only reason we needed her to be left alone was because she had heartworms.
Yeah.
So she had to get to a place where she could be in a crate overnight for 2 nights.
Yeah.
Which took a year before I trusted that.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, of course, it was a thunderstorm that night. So it was,
well,
here's all of her
but when
things.
y'all had to leave the house, you found a way to move through it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There was,
I mean, some bad times
training,
and some good times.
There was some medicine. There was, treats. There was walks. There was, it was funny when I would travel for work, I would tell Dusty, I'm telling you, if you walk her just around the block at night, you're golden. Without it, well, I hope you like the sound of tap dancing, because that's going to be her full-time job. And it never failed. He would always say, I didn't walk her last night. Well, so I'm walking her tonight, But we all do that. You think, how far can I push it? But man, that is just, I hope that I'm going to start looking for this separation anxiety certification specialist. That's, I think you're a specialist if you've had about 10 of them. And even then you go, oh shit, I can tell it's brewing. We got to nip this in the bud.
And they're giving these appointments or lessons, they're done, not all of them, but a lot of them are done virtually. Unless you have the hands-on experience, and you were just reciting a text.
Absolutely. You got to feel the vibe in the house. You got to see the layout. I don't care if somebody does a video walkthrough. It is not the same.
But yeah, there's a lot of dogs, the first time they come to me, they've got SEP anxiety. And I put quotes around it because sometimes it's hard to tell what's the difference between separation anxiety and just flat out brat fit entitlement.
Yeah.
Or anxiety. Just regular anxiety.
Yeah, I think there's a difference. I see it a lot.
On that.
And, Vizslas 20 years ago got super popular. And then, a lot of the hunting breeds are anxious, but there's a big difference between separation anxiety. I will break out a stable canine. I will break toes and feet versus, I should go check the front door again. I should go check the back door again. Maybe they're at the garage. There's a big difference between true, I would kill myself and go through a window. I mean, how many times did I hear that at the vet clinic of like, he went through the sliding glass window. Like, you got to be real amped up to be okay to do that. But I just think how reckless that is to promise people. I would love to read some testimonials. But of course, I wouldn't believe any that were positive.
No.
Or if they did say this lady cured mine, I think you would be right in that it was probably not true separation anxiety.
Yeah, or just, I got a puppy, and when I leave the house, it barks in its crate. Well, yeah, they do that,
and then they
don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
I can usually get it under control in 1 to 2 weeks. We're just talking a fresh baby.
Yeah. New schedule.
And they get corrections. And I'm not talking about the crate corrections. I'm talking about we were working on healing and you wanted to do your own thing. And we had an argument about it. And then I
saw a squirrel.
We talked about that too. And then I put you in your crate and you knew your place and you were tired and didn't want anything to do with me anymore. And when I went to the store, you were happy about it.
Yeah. Or even, it's sort of with the purely positive, force-free. You don't have to be happy about it. You can be content.
That's right. Accepting.
Everything, exactly. Everything doesn't have to be Six Flags. Right. Sometimes it can just be a normal day where you didn't chew on anything, you got fed dinner, you went potty outside. Everything doesn't have to be, he sniffed on his walk and he smelled the most glorious things and we took him to the patio and everything was about him. Sometimes it's just life goes on and everybody coexisted.
Yeah. I didn't want to go shopping with my mom.
But yeah, everything has to be an experience and thrilling. That is such a unrealistic.
They condition the dog instead of training the dog. Are going to condition him to be comfortable to be alone. Where my attitude is, I got to go to the store.
Life goes on. Yeah.
I'm sorry if this hurts you, but you will get.
You'll
be all right with time.
In the air conditioning that I provided you and the toys and you'll be just fine.
So cute to watch her try to get
It
her.
really is so fun to watch their little peanut brains work through these things.
How could I get that back? I regret sending it there. He's so cute.
I just forget. It's like when you see babies and toddlers and you forget that they have to learn all these things.